Electricity is the very important component of every developing nation. Ghana is not left out in this direction. But here, even in Accra, we have several challenges when it comes to people or even residents in and outside Accra. The question is whether if they have lights in their homes. And we're here at a small community in the South Municipality called Tebu, where the residents here complain of no lights for several years. And Energy Globe Foundation is an international foundation here today they heard about their complaints and they said, well, we are coming down to fix you some solar lights. The question is, why is it that the government or the leaders of this institution or this community, even the MPs, having the national grid right under their noses, why isn't Tebu having lights at this time? Here are some delegates all over the world coming here to see the solar lights fixed in the South Municipality, that's the Tebu district. We are going to look at how the lights are installed, and then people should try emulating the same example. So as we could see, there is an operator up on the hat trying to fix the solar lights. So he's demonstrating to all of us how it is done. So this is a great day for people or residents here at the Tebu district, which is in the South area. Tebu is just some few miles away from Kaswa.
The press sometimes don't realize how powerful they are in a country. They forget that the most important constituency they have is the people. And I'm glad you've come round to see precisely what is happening to most of the Ghanaians who live in our rural and urban poor areas. I know there are some investigative reporters around here. Some people had already started snooping around, asking questions why you have lights just around here and all these villages have no lights. And some of you have been watching Hard Truth, haven't you? Yeah, that lady who, I don't want to say terrorizes all of us, but she is here, and I'm delighted that she took time out to come. Thank you very much, Nana. Sure.
I'm here with the chairman for the Energy Globe Foundation, Mr. Wolfgang Newman. This is the Hachi. Welcome, sir. Very nice to meet you,
Nice to
sir.
meet you.
Okay, so tell us about Energy Globe Foundation. How did it come into play?
Energy Globe Foundation is a non-profit institution. We work since 30 years in Europe, and our goal is in Europe, for instance, in the rich world, 20% of the people need 80% of the whole energy worldwide. And we try to tell the people how they can save energy, how they can use renewable technologies. Yes.
So that's solar. So you understand given.
And we had really many success in Europe. Yes. And about 1 year ago, we had a meeting of our honorary board. It's an idea of Kofi and Yes. And the president of our home board is Maneka Gandhi and Professor Ayensu.
Yes. Okay.
And they told me, please think about in Africa, in Asia, worldwide there are about 1.5 billion people without electricity, without light, and they have no future.
Yeah.
We see now in future a lot of people die because they want to come to the rich countries.
So why now? Why Ghana? How did you hear of Tebu community, this particular area?
One reason is that Professor Ayensu is a good friend of me.
And you're Ghanaian. That's a good reason.
And I also think I love Ghana and the people here.
You've been here many times, I guess.
And now I'm very often here.
Oh, you should.
And I think also Ghana is a wonderful land. You can test everything here, and I think when it works here, you can go also to the other countries of Africa. So that was the reason for us. And today, really, we have developed a new really system, which brings with a solar panel, solar light in electricity, and with this electricity, you can There are 3 LED lamps or 4 LED lamps in the houses, and we're bringing light, and also you can charge, for instance, mobile phone, mobile lights and so on.
That's great. So from Ghana, what country, last question, from Ghana, which country are you moving on to again?
We try now to make this system worldwide, yes.
Sure.
And we try now, on the one side, that's a goal for this day, to show worldwide there are technologies for everybody. And now we look for partners, for instance, for European Union, for World Bank, for UN, for big finance institutions to give us the money so that we can give very, very cheap all the people who have nothing this system.
Okay, thank you so much, Wolfgang, for talking
Thank
to
you.
the Arch.
Thank you very much.
So that was the president for, that is the president for the Energy Globe Foundation, Mr. Wolfgang Newman. You're still watching the Heart through this day. I'll be right back. We're still here at the Tebu community in the South Municipality, which is bringing many important people from across the world. And I have our own Cardinal Turkson, who is he left Italy, the Vatican, just for this program.
Two things. Because with this weekend, the Catholic University College at Appiah is doing 10th anniversary of its establishment. And since I happen to be the chancellor of that, this is just a location to combine the two events.
Energy Globe Foundation, and you are pleased with them. What do you think? I'm looking at the work they're doing. I'm sure they've done some in other parts of the world and in Ghana right now. So
definitely.
How is the impact like now in Ghana?
No, in Ghana, we have set up a local group to partner with the Austrian body to source funding from the European Union.
But it's not a government, and it's like a private entity.
No, I mean, it's not yet a government, and because basically what you need for stuff like that is that there's a Ghanaian partner to any such project.
I mean, political, let me put it that way.
Fine. So if you want, that thing was basically the constituency that I most manage easily is the church.
Sure.
Okay?
Sure.
So I put a group together, within the church to do this. Okay, to partner with this group from Austria. Naturally, of course, this is not to say that the beneficiaries are only going to be picked from the church. That's not the point. It is to provide a local Ghanaian partner to this project.
Sure.
For us, small initiatives like that are simply to help fashion and make realizable for people a basic right to energy. Okay, with all the implications that draw from it. We're talking about light. But light is only one form of energy which is needed in our part of the world. From this, we hope to go on to some other stuff.
But sir, why do you think, in your opinion, I mean, the national grid it's just right over there, some few miles away from here, and for so many years, these
because
communities
it costs money.
don't have it.
You look at one thing. This is analogous to telephone system. Okay, we used to have telephone connection which was possible only through telephone lines. And that just meant that you need to plant the poles, you need to lay the trunk lines and all of that to make it possible. Solar energy enables us to bypass all of those difficulties. And that just means that, in the middle of nowhere, we can plant a small gadget and still produce light. So yes, if we have the national grid coming, it just means that the energy content is higher. I mean, if it was that, you could put your fridge and everything on it right away. This does not allow you to do that. You need a bigger battery to be able to do that. But at least it's a start. While the grid,
they can be able to charge their phones now. They could be able to
learn. Definitely. This already can transform their lives, greatly.
Yeah.
The possibility of doing study at night, the possibility of charging phones, the possibility of having light, the possibility of doing night activity, hitherto rendered impossible by darkness. All of that is taken away, and that is happening at almost relatively costless amount. Throwing a panel on top of this roof, throwing a few lines through the thatched roof into the room, and hooking a bulb onto it. It costs athlete. If you were to bring that thing from the grid, I don't know how many poles you would have had to plant, how many cables you have had to lay to get it over here. I think what is happening is that technology should help us, put make nature serve us a little bit more, easily and better than we have been doing till now. Okay. And that's what this Energy Globe Foundation is enabling us or helping us to do.
I hope you're not leaving soon. Don't go to Italy yet because you have to be on the hard route for a 30 minutes exclusive.
No, you making the announcement for yourself.
No, he would be on the hard route. I'm hoping he's not going back to the Vatican yet. No, you're not going yet. You have to be on the show before he goes. That's
why I said at the beginning of this that if anybody would if it were possible to see this in Rome now, they say, what is the guy doing out of his office?
Oh my goodness, so that's Cardinal Turkson. This is the hard truth. I have here with me the assemblyman for the Dentura area where Tebu falls and that's Sopoli Moses. Hello, Sopoli, how are you?
I'm doing well, madam.
Okay, so how do you feel about the solar light here in your community now?
Oh, very, very great. Because the people in the community, Energy Globe has taken them to surprise.
Energy Globe?
Yeah. I've taken them into surprise. They are not aware they can have something like this. And I'm also part of the community. I'm very, very happy.
I remember we came here the first time and then you guys were wondering if it was going to happen. But it's happened now.
It's happened. But that's not all. We can see that only few here that they have it. So they still have doubt in their mind whether the other communities
it's going to be everywhere
will have it or not. So I'm still hoping that the Global Energy will provide more to let the community.
No, they are giving all houses, all huts here.
All houses.
All houses.
Yes.
So that means each and every single house will have one.
Yes.
So.
That's what they suggest.
So are you or are they teaching you or training you how to use it? Have you been taught already how to use it?
Oh, not yet. They are not installing it. So after that, they say they will show us how to. But what they do now is every household that they fix in, they install in, they show the one inside how to use it. So they do it individually. Yes.
Oh, okay. So what can you tell the Energy Globe Foundation people?
I would say they are dear to my heart and to the entire community. And I'll tell them to provide more as we requested and all they want to give us. I'll tell them they should do more and the glory will be on them.
Okay, thank you very much for talking to the
Thank you.
Thank you. This program has brought many important people from all over the world, and our brothers or our neighboring country, Nigeria, wasn't left off. So we have the Chief Executive Officer for Airline Services and Logistics, the CEO himself, Richard Akelere. Hello, sir, and welcome to the Hard Truth.
Hello, how do you do, Appiah?
I'm very well, thank you. Now, Energy Globe Foundation and this wonderful work they do, what could you say about it, sir?
Well, it's fantastic work. I mean, it's bringing light and energy to people who ordinarily wouldn't have it. It's focused on off-grid to people in the rural areas. It will bring with it safety, security for the women and children. It will bring light and improve the economy because people will be able to work later at night. They'll be able to weave their cloth. Children will be able to read and study, so they'll have better results in school.
Do you have a direct an agreement or some contract with the Energy Globe Foundation? Are you doing this together? Let me put it that way.
Well, I'm not doing it here. Obviously, one of the promoters and the main promoter and your very eminent Professor Ayensu is a very old friend of mine, and he invited me to come and have a look at what's going on and introduced me to Wolfgang, who is the founder of Energy Globe Foundation. And we're discussing about us, that's my organization outside of my core business, but we do other things. Looking at rolling out the same plan in Nigeria.
Now, Nigeria, I know, I was there once, and then there was, all the time the lights went off. You'd be lucky to have it on for an hour. It would go off and come back, it wasn't quite stable. So you said we were going to try doing it over there in Nigeria. How soon will this be?
Almost immediately. We concluded arrangements to send our first batch of equipment out there. We will not be doing it in the cities, I can assure you. We'll be starting with the villages. This is aimed primarily at the people who are off-grid. Let's get those people sorted out. The cities will leave to government, and the government should handle those areas. We can't do it all. There will be uses for this sort of equipment, technology in cities, but I think, as I said, best place for it is where the people are.
So do you again think that Energy Globe Foundation should spreading tentacles to across the world, not just Africa?
I believe they are. They have an Energy Global Foundation competition, and they're in about over 160 countries around the world who all participate. So they're doing a good job of rolling out, and now they're going to try and focus on Africa, because Africa is the place to be.
Oh, that's great for you to say that. Thank you very much, Richard Akelere, for
Thank you
your
very much. Pleasure.
Thank you. Joining me is the Chief Executive Officer for Trans-Ghana Communications, Michael Asa-Eck. Asa-Eck, I like the name.
Yes.
Welcome on the Hard Truth.
Thank you.
Okay, now so we know you are fixing the solar lights in the whole community, but it's quite a broader area. How are you doing it?
Oh, we have good experience working in rural Ghana because of what we've done in the past. We've already done this kind of work before.
Where in Ghana?
This entire country with the rural banking system. When they first started out, they didn't have communication, and some of the places they were working in they didn't have power, and they needed to communicate with radios. So we installed some of the radios using solar panels, so the radios could work. So because of that experience and other stuff we've done.
But some of the residents here are saying they fear you won't be able, or you won't give all of them the solar lights. What would you tell them?
Well, our brief is to give everybody the lights.
How soon will that be?
We're almost completing all the villages around.
How many houses in our huts? Let me put it that way now.
In every little hamlet, you have probably an average of about 8 to 10 huts. In this village, for instance, we've done everybody. In the next village, we're finishing that today as well. In some of the other villages, we've finished already. So that's how we're working. We just come in and do that. And we've already done the school. The system that you see in the school, we set that up yesterday. Yes.
So finally, moving forward as a country, do you think we should promote, or we should make more noise on solar light because we have free sun every day?
If you ask me, I think that there are a few policy issues that must be tackled, first of all. For instance, you should have a system that allows for all the equipment to come in at virtually free of duty. And then once that is done.
Why are you saying that? Because it's expensive? Free of duty meaning it's...
Because for some people who want to invest in solar lighting, even for their domestic use, they may find the initial cost a bit on, the high, even though the prices are falling.
Yeah.
But it's still, people find it maybe a little bit of a stretch to start off. If somebody is paying maybe 50 cedis or 80 cedis a month for electricity, small, maybe they can manage it. But if you ask him to maybe invest 5,000 cedis, 10,000 cedis at a time in solar system, they start thinking about it, especially if they don't have financing for it. So if we are able to bring the cost down for a lot of people, many people will be able to get off the grid. And I think that's a good thing for the country. Okay. In fact, if you ask me, personally, I would say that we should encourage even the people of good means, like the middle class and so on. For instance, I feel that for the price of maybe a small Corolla, you can power your entire house for the next 30 years using solar. All your appliances, your air conditioning and all that, if you can make that investment.
So I'm guessing now you have solar fixed in your house, I'm guessing that.
In fact, what I'm planning to do is to do my whole house within the next 1 year.
Not yet. You haven't done it yet.
I haven't done it yet, but I will do it. In the next 1 year or so, I will power my house.
Okay, solar. So go solar.
Completely.
Sure.
Completely.
All right. Thank you so much, Michael Asa-Eck. We have the Chief Executive Officer for UT Bank here too at the Deba, Mr. Prince Kofi Amoabeng. Hiya.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good, officer.
You ditched me many times for the hard truth. You said, well, I'm in Ethiopia, and then anyway, let's go back to business. What are you doing here at the Deba?
We're here to support a just cause. I mean, I am really taken away by what is happening today. It's a life-changing event, and we have to give it all the support and make sure that it keeps rolling on to affect lives in Ghana. We're here first and foremost as a corporate social responsibility to give support to this venture. You realize that we're not talking money, it's big money and things like that, but I mean it's phenomenal as to what it can do, changing people's lives, changing the lives of kids and things like that.
So what's UT Bank doing in specific?
UT Bank is trying to help with actually support with in the form of some funding, because it has to be subsidized. So when we need to put in some subsidies, we will do that. Now there's a small role that we have to play, which is not much, because one aspect of this whole thing is that it has to be sustainable. So even if the monies are coming from outside, there will be a limit to it. So there's the idea of charging a small fee, very, very small, something like the equivalent of €1 in a month for the lights and the charges and all those things. And people really appreciate things when they've contributed to it. So we thought with Global Foundation, and we said, let them pay a little bit, even if it will be subsidized. And we have to find ways and means of collecting this little bit.
And then we'll use back for them in the community.
Use back in the community. So what we're trying to do is, we're using latest technology, like mobile tellers or POSs, which will reside in the communities to ensure that each household will pay that minimal amount and it will be captured on the POS. How much will that be? We're not sure yet, but the cost is around €1 a month to €2 a month. That's all they have.
Ghana cedis, that'll be about.
In Ghana cedis, that's about maybe 3 cedis or something like that. You know, and these have to be collected and recorded, and before it's put back in the system. So UT Bank probably will play that role, but we have the POSs that will ensure that when we give it to one of the villagers, they will monitor it, ensure they collect the money and put it in an account. An account will be held for Blue Foundation for them to recycle the funds. That's a small bit. But going forward, I think you don't have to stretch your imagination. Banking is now is moving to telephone banking. Technology is moving to telephone banking. If we can put almost all Ghanaians, give all of them access to energy, it's easy then to reach them with the banking activity. So in the long run, banking will get to the people. But at this stage, it's about providing them with energy.
Now, I mean, finally, looking at Ghana, I mean, national development and solar lights, don't you think, or do you agree that government should really invest more in solar now? Because, electricity now is becoming expensive, and then we have free sun every day. So do you think moving forward,
you hit the nail on the head. I don't understand why our governments are not exploring that alternative. Because we have more sun here than in the temperate regions. And the technology now makes it quite cheap. I mean, look at what we've witnessed today. And it takes very little to provide this energy to the villagers. So I think government, instead of looking at the thermal powers and the Kosombos and the buoys and things like that, should look at, because communities tend to be quite small and it's not efficient to even get to them with the electricity that you have generated that way. So I think government really will need to support this. But I think, like everything else, we take the lead and government will see the need to probably lock onto it.
All right, thank you very much for talking to the Hajj.
Thank you very much.
And you have to be on an exclusive interview with me on that.
I'm ready anytime you call me.
Anytime. Let's fix a date right here for Ghana. Let's fix a date next week, Saturday.
Why should your program be on Saturday?
Next week, when? Thursday.
Thursday, fine.
At your office.
Thursday, fine.
Cool. So I'll see you on the Hajj.
Okay.
So you better fix yourself or raise yourself too. Yep. All right, so I'll be talking to the Chief Executive Officer for UT Bank, Mr. Prince Kofi Amoabeng. And this is the Hajj you do stay on. I'm here too with Serge Selwan. That's right.
Yes.
He's a panel inspector and officer at Wolfgang.
Yes.
Okay, good to have you on the Hajj.
Thank you. see here.
What do you think of this whole thing? Energy Globe Foundation giving a whole new community light.
I think this is an amazing initiative. It's transformational. I've been in a house of a family that had never seen light in their own house, and suddenly within 15 minutes they have
like that.
They have light, which they will pay there's only a maintenance fee, which is very cheap. So the cost of it all to them was minimal, cheaper than charging a cell phone, and now they can charge a cell phone. Their lives have been changed. The children are going to be able to study at night. The parents are going to be able to work within the house, whatever chores they have to do. So their lives have been changed forever.
Yes, looking at Ghana in general, do you think we should, or government should promote solar lights in Africa?
I think it's not just Ghana. I don't know, I'm not a specialist, but I can say one thing out of common sense. In Africa, to put everyone on a grid is gonna take years. It's gonna take a lot of resources, a lot of energy, and with demographics growing, it's gonna be a race that is constraining and draining. This is much easier, simpler, and faster to provide people with electricity. I think they should do it. I think every government in Africa who has the same problems of Ghana, who has many of its people, I don't know what's the percentage, but probably a large percentage of its rural communities are without power. All governments in this situation should look at projects like these, initiatives like these. Yeah.
Thank you very much for talking to the Hajj.
Thank you.
So you could see residents here at the Tebu in the Denshua area, Aga South Municipality. They are overjoyed. As you could see the dancers over there, I'm sure they are thrilled. The town, everyone is so excited with what Energy Globe Foundation, that's Professor Ayensu and his team have done today in this area. We pray and we hope that it won't just end here. It will go to other communities across board in the country and of course in Africa as a whole. So this is the Hajj. My name is Nana Akelere, and from Tebu in the Ga West area. We'll see you soon.